and just take a seat. I just want to pay tribute to the committee that came together to form this when they're coming out. You've met already Francis and Mairead, Clare, myself, but also in the background there was Dominic Muldoon, who I spoke about, who's not with us today and has done so much. Tom Finnegan is up here in the corner, and again an awful lot of work. Angela Murray behind me here, who was timekeeper and working with us on the committee, and also Vincent Mulvaney. It's just the amount of work that has been done, as you can imagine. It just didn't happen with a click of a finger. And we pay tribute to them, and you might give them a good round of applause. Okay, have we any questions? Don't we? Yes, there's somebody down here. Is all that going to be published? The strange thing is, yes, we hope so. And where we go from here, I don't know. What you've seen is probably 50% of the photographs. I was just telling Paul Nolan a few moments ago that Mark and I were on a committee out there. We were running at Katie, and that's where we started talking about these. But there's photographs of horses, and Mairead is going to have a busy job of trying to identify all these horses. But it's amazing. There are so many aspects. We couldn't show you everything, and we couldn't bring everything to you because we just don't have the knowledge. But as time moves on, and we hope that the research and help, we'll be able to do so. Will it be published? Please God, yeah. Is there every intention to do so? We have 7 journals published to date and another other publications. So we're chomping at the bit to get it out. And if there's any companies or organisations who would like to be involved and help us in sponsorship and help us do a good publication, we'll be very grateful to it. Anybody else?
Could it be published online? Is that possible?
Yeah, we'll have to talk to Martin and more about that, particularly Martin and more about it, and we'll have to just we'll have to have a look. You know, we just on it. We don't at this infancy at this stage, and we just want to see what we're going to do and where we're going to go. To get to this point in time was amazing, and the whole to establish ownership and recognition of the Hanley family and the collection and the photographs. Because, as I said, there's so many other collections. You can see there, while the Irish Academy have some of them, copies. Lauren's collection are shown as theirs, copies, because the Hanley family are in it. So we've a little bit of work to do, but we'll definitely be back to you. Anybody else? Maybe you can get the mic over there, just to, thank you.
Okay, thanks very much. It's really enjoyable, and I'm fascinated by your photographs. First question is to Moira, I think, this lady here. You talked about the actual, not slides, well slides, and you used the word the grainy images that you used to see. So when was the first time you actually saw photographs? Did you see photographs when you were a child, or did you just see the plates?
Well, the plates were at home.
Yeah.
And were stored in the bottom of they were stored in the bottom of a cabinet in the drawing room, and we, I can't remember when they came, just that they were there.
No, I mean, when did you actually see a print?
Well, I can definitively say that the first print that I saw was the one of the ladies in the boats, and obviously that had been processed at some stage, and it must have gone a walkabout because it turned up. Tony Halton, he told me who he got the photograph from, but I can't remember the name. He got it from somebody in Navan, so it must have been processed and somebody out there got the photograph. But we had the photograph at home, and I was always fascinated by it, and fascinated at these ladies with the grandaunt. So for me that was the first photograph.
But did you see subsequent ones then?
No, we didn't. Now, some of we've a lot of photographs of the family, and there's 2 sides of the family. So there's a lot of processed photographs, but I can't necessarily say that they were from those boxes, you know. I can't definitively say that, except for that one of the ladies in the boats, you know. But the plates were there, and we used to take them out. And like a child would be looking at something that they got in Smith's toy shop. And we were fascinated by them. And the one thing that I remember was, I can't remember, I know it was said to us, don't put your hands on the plates, hold them at the sides. Thanks be to God. But there's some of them that are damaged. Now, when we went through them, I thought we were the ones who damaged them, but I don't think we were, you know.
Thanks very much. The other question I have is, my sisters and I, we love exploring graveyards, you know, and you show 2 images that you had, if anybody knows where this is, can you tell us? But where do I see that image again, so a second? There's a cross.
Yeah, okay.
But where do I, that image that you showed, is it somewhere that I can see it, that, you know what I mean, that if I were
I think the best thing is just to email us.
Right.
And navanhistory.ie, and we'll communicate with you then.
Yeah,
if that's fine.
I came across it.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks very
No
much.
problem.
Paschal, I'd first like to congratulate all the speakers on a wonderful afternoon, and I particularly want to thank Maire and her family for safeguarding such a trove of history for the rest of us, for future generations, and for not sitting on them or breaking them or anything like that. Knockpoint House was fascinating for me because I knew the DeWitt family very well, and it appeared to have been started by, I think, a Dr. Byron, and then subsequently was owned by Dr. Randalls and his wife Mary Randalls. In the meantime, it was owned by William DeWitt and his wife, who was called DeWolf, so the children were called DeWolf DeWitt. And that is true. And I knew them in the 60s, and William DeWitt was the archetypal orthopaedic surgeon of his time, wore a dicky bow, polka dot dicky bow, and was a very, very nice man. And he employed a gardener whom he called by his surname Killian, and he looked after the roses, and William DeWitt literally smelled the roses. So it is interesting that the house appears to have been owned by medical people all the time. And in relation to the horses, I was interested in the Wingfield name because Charlie Weld, who would be Dermot Weld's father, trained Wingfield Lily in the 50s to win a classic race, and that's another one you can add to your assemblage of famous horses from Kilberry Stud. But again, thank you very much for an absolutely wonderful afternoon.
Chris, thanks for
Christopher, can I ask you, did you like the reference to Auntie Catty?
Yes.
I have to tell you that when I had that conversation with her, she giggled and laughed like a bold child.
Yes, and she was very nuanced. Thanks, Maura.
Okay, have we other questions?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
In reference to the photograph by French of 1866 showing a view of Meath Square, I can see the bell tower of St Mary's Protestant Church of Ireland, but I'm willing to bet that there are 4 steeples have not been built on it on that particular occasion. So I'm just wondering, is there any date for, could it be that it's just built the bell tower and then a couple of years later they added the 4th iron?
We can certainly get the date for you. Is that Jim?
It is indeed.
Ah, I recognise the voice. We can certainly get the date for you, Jim, and look into it, definitely. Sometimes the older images, they were slightly, I won't say interfered with, but over the years things have been changed slightly on them. So not all of them now, some of them. But definitely we'll get that information for you. Could I just say one thing? A big round of applause for Paschal, please. He's done so much work to make sure today happens, and he's busy looking after everybody. Thanks very much, Paschal.
And it's a labour of love, no thanks is necessary. Anybody else? We'll take 1 or 2 more, and then I think people may be anxious to come. Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, I just wanted to check. Would it have been the Hanley family who took all of the photographs, and were they professional photographers? We weren't quite sure when we were listening. The quality is so fantastic. Just wondering.
It definitely is Hanley's. It's definitely the photographs that I have shown. You can see that they were professional in the. I suppose at the time it was relatively simple, as it is today, but it's actually capturing and staying still for 15 minutes, and they were really aware of that, and they did a fantastic job. But they're definitely all Hanley's.
Can I just say, one of my brothers isn't here today, he couldn't be here, but they were all definitely taken with the same camera, and my brother told me that he's fairly sure that camera was at home and that it was up in the attic. And he was asking me when we were clearing the house, had we come across it or seen anything? And I hadn't come across anything like what might have taken photographs like that. But he was fairly sure that the camera was in the house. So it had to be their camera, and it had to be, they had to have taken.
I agree with that. I remember something in the attic that vaguely looked like a camera.
Yeah. So, but I can't recall it, and I definitely didn't come across anything like that. But he was quite adamant.
So, just to check again, were they Hanley? Was there a photographer who went around taking photographs all over Ireland or something like that, or was it just the Navan collection? But they did their own. It was a family.
They did their own.
It wasn't a professional.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so, because in some of the photographs and there's particularly nice ones, particularly the ones going down the Boyne, there was obviously 3 of them there, and one of them, like they seemed to swap around. 2 would pose, and the other one would take the photograph. So at that stage of the game, they couldn't, even if one of them was a professional, what I mean by a professional photographer, somebody who was experienced, they couldn't all have been as experienced as that. And so they definitely, there was never any mention of professional photographers, just that they had the camera, and it was obviously a hobby.
Photography, from our research, photography seems to be something that was taken on by the ladies in the family. And we were in Borcastle last year, and Borcastle were doing some renovation, took down the wall, and all of a sudden there's a studio that nobody ever knew that was there. And you might see the lady. She was the first lady that was ever killed in a road accident in Ireland. She figures on the TV in the ad for safer driving. And she was one of the innovators in photography in those days. But it seems to be something like that. So photography was relatively in its infancy. And yeah, as Maire said, they just they knew quite a lot and were developing their own plates and slides at that stage. Finally, we'll take one more question, I think, and then we'll wrap it up if that's one more question.
Is Liscarton Castle still in existence?
Yeah, well, Liscarton is definitely. I won't. Richard, is Richard still here? Yeah. Richard, do you want to say something about Liscarton? I think that our former, one of our earlier founding members, Bernadette, lived in Liscarton. No, it's at Sala. Sorry, at Sala. Liscarton it's there, but in ruins. It's there in ruins. Sorry, I'm getting mixed up with Sala. My head is gone. But it's there in ruins at the moment.
The church is in good repair.
Yeah. Okay. Is that it? We'll call it an evening at that. And on behalf of the Society, just bear with me for a few moments. Firstly, I want to express our thanks to Maire and Johan. I think without them today wouldn't have been possible, and I think what they've done in the care and protection of these antiquities is amazing, and we just wanted to give them a round of applause and say thank you very much. to the committee and the extent. Sorry.
As well, there was thirds and then there Angus.
Sorry.
So there's Angus as well. So
Oh, Angus. Yeah, no, we're not Angus, Joe, and Joe as well. I know, but I'm just saying for today, just getting this thing off the road. I understand, and I was coming on to thank the Henley family in general. I wasn't going to be specific, but I just want to say thanks to the Henley family for being so welcoming and so thankful and so brilliant and coming here from all over the world, coming here and making today so special so thank you all very, very much. To our own committee and the committee of Navan District Historical Society, well done, and the men's support and help they've supported the smaller committee is brilliant. To the Solstice, to Louise and Terence, especially Terence, he's up there somewhere, just well, he's been here since 2 o'clock, he's been helping us out and he's done a wonderful job. And just to Loretto and Meath County Council, and basically on a fantastic week. Heritage Week has been absolutely amazing, and the work that Loretto has done and the council has done is fantastic. Last week we were out in Kilmessan, and Richard Farley has gone in a different guise. He's the former chairperson of Navan, and he's engulfed the main shed into heritage and history, and it's amazing what has been done. Brian Meagan also is up there and taping. We just have a small presentation. Patrick, yeah, we've just a small presentation tomorrow, and Joe, just to say thank you. With Joe, Maura and Martin, sorry. Martin, would you just come up just for a moment to us? And we've just a small presentation on behalf of Navan District Society, just to say thank you. Just hold on for a second.